Come along to this evening's late night agenda. 7 o'clock tonight because the NFL's on after 8 and I won't lie to you, I want to watch the NFL. So look, here's what's going to happen tomorrow, so just everybody has a heads up. We at Anfield Agenda are going to be live on YouTube from 7 p.m. right through till 11 p.m. tomorrow night to cover all the ins and outs and everything going on in the transfer window. But as you can see right there on the screen now, we can confirm, it's been confirmed all day to be fair, that Luis Diaz is now a Liverpool player. So we told you yesterday, nothing to worry about day before, but I understand until you see these images, you know, at times it can be a little bit worrying because the Lloyd Remy's, the Nabil Fekir, these situations before. But we can confirm, as is on the screen, that now Luis Diaz is a Liverpool player, contract signed till 2026, and will wear the number 23, a la Jamie Carragher, Robbie Fowler, Emre Can, and many others before him. Shaqiri, of course, as well. So yeah, how are we feeling about that one? I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's a pretty good start to the weekend, but I could be about to make your weekend a little bit better. Maybe. Could it be better? So look, the club are working on a deal for Carvalho. There's been a lot of fake stuff put out there today. A lot of, as there always is during transfer windows, there's a lot of fake Paul Joyce accounts. A lot of them. I think it's because of the Paul. It's very easy to change the 0 and the Joyce, or the O to a 0 and same the L and a 1. But yeah, look, from what we can gather right now, the club are working hard on a deal to get Fabio Carvalho in that would see him go back to Fulham for the remainder of the season, which we spoke about in the previous days. It always seemed the common sense thing to do. So yeah, firstly, drop a like on the video if you're happy about the Luis Diaz stuff. Secondly, hit that subscribe button. And thirdly, massive congratulations to Mohamed Salah and Egypt, who booked their place against Cameroon in the semi-final of the AFCON. Obviously, Sadio Mane's game just kicking off there now as we speak. So massive congratulations to Mo and to Egypt. That should be a belter semi-final against Cameroon. You know, we'll probably do a watch-along of it, in all honesty. So yeah, yes, do you know what I'm saying? Probably we will. We'll do a watch-along of that. Over the Anfield Agenda Twitch channel. So if you haven't subbed to us on Twitch or followed us on Twitch, please do go over and do that. Craig, do you think Diaz and Carvalho will work? Thank you, Michael, for the super chat. Do I think they'll work? Well, yes. One is for the here and now, Michael, and one is for the future. So, you know, think about it this way. We know that we have a group of players, and I did a video on this, by the way, giving my thoughts on the transfer business and what needs to be done going forward. It's up on the channel, went up earlier today. But yeah, mate, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think one is going to be to the detriment of the other. We need to make sure we have a great group of young players coming through to be there for when the days of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and whatnot start to ease their way down a little bit. So Carvalho, look, how Klopp would utilise him, that remains to be seen. Will he be an attacking midfielder? Will he be pushed into a wide attacking area? Let's wait and see. But I want to be able to see, which is the benefit of all of this one. Someone saying late again. Yeah, look, hand on heart, today's my fault. There's no other things to say that was my fault. I was scrambling around trying to get stuff done. So yes, mate, I am late again. But God, you'll have to remind me of it. I mean, what's a couple of minutes between friends? What's going on with the Salah contract? I don't know, D. I've been very honest and said I've no idea what's going on. I want to be very careful about the situation with Mo because I'm confident as a fan, but I have no information on this contract, renewal or not. I'd say renewal though. I mean, none of us even want to talk about the not part. So yeah, Ella said, hey Craig, Video Connor said Fabio Carvalho done medical tomorrow, loan back to Fulham. Happy days. Video Connor obviously of Sky Sports. So yeah, look, that's exactly what we thought was going to happen. I was saying to you guys there was a bit of concern because Porto were apparently interested in bringing Carvalho in. It looks like Liverpool are going to just stick to their guns and get 2 deals done. 2 deals in one transfer window. I mean, what's going on here, John? I mean, God, John, relax. Look after the money, John. Don't be spending it. I'm only joking. It's great, isn't it? It's great. Solid transfer window, WFM, said Liz, James freaking Milner. I'm so happy with us buying players again, said Ramadan. Yeah, look, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because the plan wasn't to sign anybody. We talked about Carvalho as the window progressed and how that was an opportunity. But again, I'll just be honest and say it was down to Spurs forcing Liverpool's hand. I said this last night as well for those that don't know. Julian Ward looked after this deal, and Julian Ward has great contacts in Portugal, having worked there, worked in Portugal for a long time, as well, of course, has Pep Linder. So there you go. Right, so people are going to ask me about Mason Greenwood. And I know I can't sidestep it, so I got to just front up and give a quick take on Mason Greenwood. Now, what I won't do is what some other lowlifes have done, which is put the images up on a thumbnail and stuff, trying to get clicks for their channel off the back of a horrible incident like this. We know who I'm talking about. If you don't know, you know. Anyway, so look, what can I say on it other than I'm disgusted as a man who has a daughter. I'm disgusted as a husband who has a wife. I'm disgusted as a human being. But ultimately, this has to play out legally. And I don't want to be anybody that comes on here and says something that could be detrimental to that process. So I'm going to just say, from the information we've seen today, it is a disgusting state of affairs. And I just want to see it played out legally. That's all I can say. You know, everybody will make up their own mind on it. I don't think this could be spun in a PR sense. I mean, it looks fairly self-evident from the bits and pieces we've seen, but not a fucking great look for the sport, for the man, for the lady, of course, as well, which is the most important person in all of this. I hope that she's clearly with her family now. I hope she has all the support she needs. And it will be dealt with moving forward. That's all I can say on it from an outside perspective. And I think it would be disrespectful of me to an ongoing legal case if I said any more. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on that one. Yeah, so let's move back to Liverpool things and back to football. I mean, I'm delighted for Mo, by the way. I mean, if you didn't see the game today, Mohamed Salah had a goal and an assist for Egypt, and they won 2-1 in extra time against Morocco. And yeah, fair play to Mo. Delighted for him. I mean, as I said to you guys, I read that article about him the other day, just, you know, saying how big a deal this AFCON would be to his legacy in Egypt. So over the moon with that. On Carvalho, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Puskas is a god. I thought that was somebody else. Oh, sorry, mate. I don't mean to say I'm not happy to see you in the chat. On the Carvalho thing, I'm genuinely really excited about this. I'm really excited about the idea of Fabio Carvalho. I mean, I'd almost said to myself when we'd signed Diaz, or we knew we were going to sign Diaz, am I being greedy here, looking for Carvalho as well? And I guess I'd kind of, not resigned myself, but I'd almost accepted that, okay, well, we might have to lay off this one. But the fact that we're going for both, I mean, we should be very, very excited about this because it's cracking. It's cracking. It's brilliant. A player for the here and now, 25 years of age, top goal scorer in the Portuguese league. We know the backstory of Luis Diaz. We spoke about this before. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, fair play. Fair play to the owners, because I want to give credit where it's due, like I've always said. Fair play to Julian Ward. Fair play to Michael Edwards. Fair play to the scouts. And fair play to Luis Diaz, most importantly, for hanging off to get the move to Liverpool, because he could have gone to Spurs. It probably would have been an easier deal to get over the line. I actually believe Spurs probably would have even offered a little bit more money than us for this deal. But Luis Diaz's insistence, along with Carvalho, by the way, that they both wanted to come to Liverpool, played a big factor in the Diaz one getting done and in the Carvalho one going to get done. So this is what you want to see as a fan. You want to see two players that want to come into the football club, that aren't daunted by the players there before them, and that want to buy in and want to achieve stuff. So I think we should be, as a fan base, we should be absolutely over the moon with these signings. Yes, it will probably have an impact on the summer business because Diaz was going to be a summer signing. So I think we should probably adjust our expectations a little bit for the summer, albeit we still need more signings. We are still at least one, maybe two midfielders away. On to Kumi Minamino, which is another one that I want to talk about. He is available to move on. Now, if that happens before the window closes tomorrow, remains to be seen. There's talk the club have a 20 million valuation on him. Let me just actually get the information up here. Oh, one sec. I'll just grab it off my desktop. One sec. Come on. Where are we? Cool, right. Yeah, so it just says basically Minamino could leave Liverpool tomorrow. He's valued at 20 million quid. So, like we said, Origi, Minamino, common sense prevails here if they are the two that moves on. And this isn't me having a go with Kumi Minamino. It just hasn't worked out. That's okay, shit happens. Minamino, I'm sure, tried his best. And he had some great moments. And if he moves on, I think he should move on with a best of luck from all of us. And at 7 million at the time, it was certainly a punt worth taking. Origi, look, he'll leave the club a legend, the folk hero, whatever you want to say it, when he leaves, whether that's at the end of the season or not, we'll wait and see. But again, I just want to talk about this again, because the idea of having Mane, Salah, Firmino, Jota and Luis Diaz as our attacking five, I mean, if that doesn't put a bit of lead in your pencil, I don't know what will. Then you look at the promising young players who are going to be coming through. So we're going to have Musialowski, we're going to have Kay Gordon, we're going to have Curtis Jones, we're going to have Harvey Elliott, we're going to have Carvalho. That's the here and the future looked after. Not many. Oh, Tyler Morton, I should have included him, of course, as well. So yeah, I'm just over the moon. I am absolutely over the moon, and I cannot get enough of the clips of Luis Diaz. I can't get enough of watching him. I can't get enough of reading about the story. And I think we're in for a very exciting time watching this young man play football. I really do. He's somebody who loves to get the ball down and run at people, loves a worldie from outside the box, loves cutting in onto that right foot of his from the left-hand side. It's brilliant. And I think the common sense as well, and I can see it in the chat from a lot of you guys, was for Carvalho to go back to Fulham for the rest of the season. There was no benefit to me of not leaving him there, because he's doing really well. Fulham's free scoring at the minute and looking to push and get the place promoted to the Premier League. And if he can leave knowing that he's helped Fulham to the Premier League and come on, push on to Liverpool, I think it's a win-win for everybody. So, you know, Marco Silva did say that he wasn't going to be leaving the club in this window. I brought that to you guys the other day, and I also caveated that by saying that does leave scope for Liverpool to sign him and to still own him back, though. So, yeah, again, we've been pretty decent with the old transfer links on this window, I have to say. Other than the Luis Diaz stuff, I hadn't got a clue until late that night, because I didn't know how serious Spurs were pushing. So look, sometimes we moan as fans, and rightly so. But like I say, I always try to be somewhat balanced. I say somewhat because I know I'm a ranting lunatic at times. But we got to give credit here. We got to give credit to the club for getting it done. But look, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're excited about. And any questions or anything you have, by all means, lash it into the chat. Bad news, no FIFA stream tonight. Sorry, I just want to watch the NFL, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. That's the bad news. If it's bad news, you probably don't care one way or the other, but just a heads up on it. What else we got? Klopp will get the very best out of him, said Glenn. Smash the like button, said Mick, please do. Are we actually going to get Carvalho, or is it rumours? Oh no, Jake. No. The intent is there, mate, to get this deal done before the window closes tomorrow and loan him back to Fulham. Yeah, that the intent is definitely there, and I think it's going to get done, mate. I think it's all done by the shouting, in all honesty. When do we get a Diaz emoji? I've no doubt Liz Connor will be working on that for our members really soon. And look, if you want to join the Anfield Agenda community, become a member of the channel, get used to those emojis that Liz spoke about, all you have to do is click that join button. The link is at the top of the description right now. It is $4.99 a month, like most of the channel memberships. But it really does help us out. And of course, we like to try and give you guys value for money as well. You'll get into our Discord group, which is where we chat offline. We chat about some stuff that we can't really bring in here as well. You know, we'd be more in-depth conversations around the Greenwood thing as an example, or the availability of players, that kind of stuff. Stuff that we don't feel comfortable enough to bring to the main channel. Craig, you're very fair with FSG. Look, I think for us to have any credence as a channel, we need to acknowledge the good things that the owners do, and we need to call out the bad things. And I think that's how we have a balanced, open conversation. You know, I'm all for shouting down the owners when they don't do anything right, or when we've made mistakes. And I feel like more people should do that, and we should push this narrative and call them out. But in order to be balanced, you do have to acknowledge when they do well. You do. I mean, well, I do. Sorry, I shouldn't be telling anybody else what to do. If we get Carvalho as well, that'll be amazing, said Blaze. Talk about Greenwood. I already have, and I'm not going to talk about it again, mate, because there's a legal case pending, and I'm not a bottom feeder, so this isn't the way I go about doing things. We've already seen other channels, you know, show their true colours by putting up the images and all. It's not the way I work, mate. My only concern here is for the young lady, and I hope the legal process serves justice. Other than that, I'm not going to say anything about it. I thought it's been agreed if we buy Fabio, we won't be loaning him back. No, that was a fake Paul Joyce account, Rich, which is why, you know, I keep saying to you guys, I'll be as honest as I can with you, but be very careful on social media because there is a lot of chancers. There's a lot of people out there that, and look, Paul Joyce is probably the most copied and faked account because of how easy it is to manipulate the letters in his names and change them slightly, and because he isn't verified as well. But no, that's fake, mate. If we sign Fabio Carvalho, we'll be going back on loan. What do we think of him wearing the number 23? Look, it's interesting because somebody made a great point in the chat yesterday, and it was around Harvey Elliott. I was initially thinking, are we going to see a situation where we have Luis Diaz pushing for the number 7, but maybe Harvey Elliott gets that in the summer if Jimmy Milner moves on. So look, number 23, it's a storied Liverpool number. You know, I think McManaman wore it early days, Fowler wore it early days, Carragher wore it, of course, Emre Can wore it, obviously Shaqiri wore it. So 23, right, happy days. Delighted for him. I will most likely be getting me a Luis Diaz top at some point. I won't lie. I'm that excited about it that I probably will. And as Connor said, look there from the image as well. He's pictured in the new training top. Sorry, there's another one here that I want to... where did I pull that one out of? Why did I start the clock? I mean, I started the clock there thinking I was doing something else. Right, Craig, there's no games on. Why are you starting the clock? Fucking hell. Where is the clock gone? Where the hell's the clock? On my list here. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I meant to press this button. There's another picture of Luis Diaz holding up the shirt in front of a green screen that kind of looks like, you know, those child play mats that you put on the ground. But there he is anyway, holding up a Liverpool shirt, looking absolutely magnificent. Delighted for him. Absolutely delighted that he's joining the club. Well, he's joined now. It looks like as well 90 grand a week is what's doing the rounds with regards to his wages. From what we believe, 2026 contracts of 5.5 years. Fee structured like this: 12.5 million now, 12.5 million 2023, 12.5 million 2024, with obviously the add-ons as well, which could add up to another 12.5 million. So all in all, maximum fee for this would be £50 million. Where does Carvalho play? I have no knowledge of it. I would class him as a 10 personally, Rem, but where he plays now and where the possibility of Jurgen Klopp puts him out, you know, Harvey Elliott was a winger, and now Harvey Elliott under Klopp is a right side midfielder. So let's just wait and see. I knew I wasn't the only one who thought the green screen looked like that, said Kaylin. Yeah, it's just let you know how simple things can be to get stuff done. You know, you don't need the most expensive of products to get a green screen up. I keep saying that to everybody at home. If you want to try and start a YouTube channel, green screens aren't that expensive, but they can transform. So look at me. I'm here in a studio, not my living room. Definitely not my living room. I was sitting here last night trying to think of a song for Luis Diaz, and I couldn't because I'm shit. But I was trying. I tried. Right, let's get some more comments. I'm not really bothered if Edwards leaves. We got Ward, who got this deal done. Yeah, it was Ward who got the deal done, mate. And Edwards is leaving. There's no doubt about that one. SBCX said, Lord Craig. I love that you call me Lord Craig, mate. I do, I won't lie. Love the passion you show towards Liverpool. Makes me proud to be a Red. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. I'm definitely signing him up on FIFA, Jen. 100%. As soon as the transfer window opens, Luis Diaz is coming in. How good is Fabio? He's very good, mate. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be the next Mbappe or, you know, another Coutinho, because you kind of get a Coutinho vibe off him when you look at him. But, you know, he has a lot of potential, And I can only imagine that under the tutelage of Jurgen Klopp, Pep Linders, Kravitz, and the rest of the coaching staff at Liverpool, that he will push on. Absolutely push on. And, yeah, all in all, if we can follow this up with an announcement about a Mohamed Salah contract signing, I'll have no complaints about this window. In fact, I will put this down as a very, very positive window. Now, I want to just talk about January and Liverpool for a minute. How mad is it that we'll think of the January window as one that, okay, it's not too active, but if you look at what we've signed in January, Van Dijk, Coutinho, Suarez, if my memory's right, in January as well. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Danny Sturridge, Luis Diaz, And these are just off the top of my head. And obviously maybe Fabio Carvalho now. So that we're pretty good in the January market. Like, that's, yeah, pretty fucking good in the January market. So yeah, I love January now. January's my favourite transfer window now because of the great business the club have done over time. Ryan, how are you, Ryan? Said, I haven't watched Carvalho much at all, but his name just sounds as though it screams talent. Oh man, I totally get you. It does. It does, mate. Probably because there's been a few good Carvalhos before as well. But yeah, you're right. It does. I'm with you, mate. I'm absolutely with you. Yes, we're not going to cover the Greenwood stuff anymore for people in the chat. Please don't ask. Is this true? Said Excited Last. I need more than is this true, mate? Are you talking about the title of the stream? Yes, it's looking like Carvalho is going to be a Liverpool player by the time the window shuts, and we'll go back to Fulham on loan. Oh, Suarez was January with Carroll. We don't talk about Carroll, Ella. We don't talk about Carroll, Ella. That was I don't remember that. Has anybody else got a recollection of that? No, not really. The Luis Suarez song with Luis Diaz name in it. The I Just Can't Get Enough song, because that was a belter of a song. I think we nicked that off Chelsea, if my memory's right there. I just can't get enough. He scores the goal and the cop goes wild, and I just can't seem to get enough of the Diaz. Yeah, that works. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Even though I'm sure we nicked that off Celtic. When do I think Diaz's debut could be? Is there any need to put him in the FA Cup? I'm looking at potentially the Leicester game on the Thursday after the FA Cup. I'm thinking the Leicester game on the Thursday after the FA Cup is probably more likely for Diaz. You know, he's got internationals. He's got a game in Argentina coming up. And then get him back, get him settled into the city, get him somewhere to stay, all that stuff. And maybe a few minutes off the bench then against Leicester, just to introduce him at Anfield. I don't see why not. Diaz in the Carabao Cup final, yeah, everybody. Why not? Why not? And again, we have this guy now ready for the games against Inter Milan in the Champions League, which is no shabby thing indeed. I mean, look, again, I'm going to be entirely honest and say I'm playing catch-up on Luis Diaz, but what I have seen, I understand why we've gone after him. And I have to admit this, since I've looked into it, like, I will admit that I was on this stream a few weeks ago saying what I've watched of him live, hadn't been over-impressed, but when you go back in and find the moments of when he actually has performed well, which coincidentally wasn't a few games I watched, you see what he's about. You see what the hype's about. And again, it's another example of Jurgen Klopp wanting who he wants and not accepting others. I love that about him. And I love it even more when the club matches that ambition and backs Jurgen Klopp for the player that he wants. I suppose the big question now is going to be, will we see a situation where Firmino and Salah and Mane are renewed and extended? You know, that's a conversation, I suppose, for another day. But what none of us want, and we need to be very, very vocal about this, is we need to make sure Salah signs on. I'd like all three to sign on. After signing Diaz and the idea of moving Minamino and Origi on, then 5. I mean, genuine question to anybody in the chat, regardless of who you support. In world football, is there a better 5 attacking players than Luis Suarez, than Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and Diogo Jota? Is there a better 5 than that in world football at a club? I don't know, It's a big show. And I don't think there is, yeah. I don't think there is. You might say there's better individual players, but as a collection at Jurgen Klopp's disposal, that's 5 fucking good players. Looks like I'll be watching Fulham against City, said Rem. Yeah, I think you won't be the only one, mate. Again, maybe Bayern, says Fahim. They're probably the only one that could even come into the debate, Fahim, yes. But even at that, I'd still take Air Boys. That is And again, a second question, seems that we're all in answer mode today and we're all interactive. Would you all be happy if the club renewed Salah, Mane, Firmino and kept the lads on? Or is there a shout to maybe mix it around a bit? So people are saying PSG. Really? Messi, he's done. He's done. Like, he's the best player I've seen in my lifetime on a football pitch, but he's done. Let's be honest. Mbappe, brilliant. I can't put up an argument against the Mbappe thing. Neymar, you know my thoughts on Neymar. Icardi is an absolute hit and miss merchant. So other dimmer, I mean, no, not to me. They don't count. They're not up there. Absolutely happy if they all renew. Yep. Sadio assist. Oh, did they score? Have Senegal just scored? Actually, do you know what? I'll stick it on the TV here in the background. One sec. Yeah, Mane with the assist in. Yeah, 1-0. 1-0 Senegal. Sadio with the assist. Nice, lovely little threaded ball through there from Sadio. Good goal. 1-0 Senegal in that one. Neymar is world class, except when his sister's birthday comes around. Neymar, look, I don't want to get into the Neymar stuff. Yeah, look, we'll just agree. I just don't want to get into the Neymar stuff again. Looking like Mane versus Mo. No, it's not. It's Egypt versus Cameroon, mate. That's the other semi-final. So it'll be Senegal against... Who was it that won the other game? I can't remember who won the other quarter-final. But yeah, it's Mo and Egypt versus Cameroon. Carvalho deal is done, apparently, said Russell. Yeah, that's what we're hearing as well, Russell. Should be announced with a loan back to Fulham for the remainder of the season. I mean, look again, 5 million quid. 5 million quid for this kid. You add that into the 4.5 million that we paid at Tribunal with Fulham for Harvey Elliott. The fact Curtis Jones came through our academy. And the other great young players the club have brought in. Cade Gordon, £1 million, I think it was, from Derby. You can see how we have saved a fortune moving forward. An absolute fortune. And that's Muzialowski as well, by the way, who I think's out at the minute injured. Just great business. Just great business for the here and now and great business for the future from the club. Now we've made all these signings, do you think we need any more to strengthen for this squad? We need midfielders. We absolutely do. So look at the summer. I made a video about this today, as I said earlier on. And in my video, I said that, and I'll say this continuously, I don't think I would feel comfortable with Liverpool renewing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita's contract and giving them a pay increase off the back of what we've seen of them in the recent 3.5 years. So both of these guys are in the final 16, 17 months. So the club will have to make a decision to sell, to let go for free, or to renew. So hand on heart for me, Milner's moving on at the end of the season is what we all expect. Jordan Henderson's minutes will probably start to be tapered down a bit, and he will, I expect, move into the James Milner role in the squad. Although, you know, probably a bit more involved than Milner was this season. So then I think we need to replace Gini Wijnaldum, who never got replaced. So that's why I'm looking for somebody like a Bissouma, a Tielemans. But then we need the big marquee signing, which will be the Jude Bellingham. That's the way I'd like it to be. I'd like us to bring in 2 midfielders, and one of those to be Jude Bellingham, and the other one to be Bissouma, Tielemans. I mean, I don't know, probably another 5 or 6 you could roll off your tongue. Cade is a class player, but he just doesn't play enough. He's only coming through, Ben. I mean, I know we're all excited by these youngsters, but we also have to manage them. So what the club don't want to happen is a situation where we've got another Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen type scenario where they burn out after too young and their careers don't really have the longevity that perhaps they could have had. So I think it's the right call by the club to manage their minutes and their expectations and their time. Klopp is building a superb team. No doubt about that, mate. No doubt about that. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, what one transfer can do to a fan base, to revitalise it, to energise it, to lift up all of our moods. So how do we feel about the Keita Oxlade-Chamberlain scenario, by the way? How are we thinking that should be played out? Because our midfield options if we were like right now, Fabinho nailed on to stay. Thiago will stay because of his contract situation as well, and because he's Thiago, and because if you can get him playing for the big games, worth it. Then we have obviously Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson, Milner most likely going to move on. Tyler Morton, certainly one coming through for the future, no doubt about that one. So yeah, I think we still need one or two midfielders. I do. Extend Ox, sell Naby. Oh, Philip, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know how I'd feel about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain extending. And the problem with Chamberlain is he's kind of got a touch of the Jimmy Milners about him in that versatile as fuck, no doubt about that, can play in a whole myriad of positions, but isn't an expert in any. And I think we kind of need some experts now, or if not experts, we need somebody to have the legs that a Gini Wijnaldum or a Jordan Henderson once had in the midfield. And I don't believe Oxlade-Chamberlain has those. So Oxlade-Chamberlain is now our Milner. I would say Henderson should be our Milner now. But look, this is all just opinion, isn't it? Sell Ox, keep Naby. Right, so let me put this one to you. Liverpool sign Naby Keita down to a new deal. So they extend Naby Keita to 4.5 years to go in his contract. And Naby Keita misses the start of next season with a couple of injuries. How are we going to feel? How will you feel on social media? How will you feel if you pick up your phone one day and read the news that Keita isn't available, say, for a few games because of a muscle injury, because of a thigh strain? Be honest, we'll all go, why did we renew? Should have seen that coming. Be honest, we will. So for me, I just think it's better to make those difficult decisions now, because in 3.5 years, we've yet to see Naby Keita explode into the midfielder we thought we were getting. We've seen glimpses. We've seen the potential. 100%, no argument. But ultimately, I just think the rigours of the Premier League is too much for him. That's my take. That is just that, one man's opinion. I'd like to see Minamino swap for Rafinha plus cash. Yeah, the interesting thing here is, so we're speaking about how we'd like to see Firmino and Mane renewed with Salah and keep the 5. But there could be a situation, yeah, a little twist in the tail, and I don't know, by the way. This is just, again, trying to move all the pieces and see what potential there is there. There could be a situation where maybe one of Mane and Firmino don't get replaced, and we see a Jared Bowen or a Rafinha or somebody like that approached. Or, worst case scenario, Mohamed Salah doesn't get renewed. That's when we potentially become worried, yeah? Because this is all, everything we've spoken about, all the goodwill, all the great stuff about Luis Diaz, Carvalho, all of that is amazing and we're all over the moon. But it's all kind of caveated by the fact that we need Mohamed Salah to be tied down. Like that's a gimme, surely. Will Luis Diaz play against Cardiff? I would suggest probably not, because I don't think there's a need to. You know, we've a game 5 days after Cardiff against Leicester at home, and at home, under the lights at Anfield, a bit more time to settle into the city and training. I think that will be the right time to unleash, and I am saying unleash. Salah will get a contract, so I hope so. I mean, if we can finish this window, and I know he's at the AFCON now, so it's, you know, it's right to let Mohamed Salah concentrate on representing his country now with Egypt. Semi-final of the AFCON coming up. Absolutely. Don't distract the man. Leave him be. His focus is where it should be right now. But after that, you'd like to think that once he gets back to Liverpool, hopefully with an AFCON, and if he doesn't win it, hopefully Sadio does. So hopefully he's coming back with an AFCON, and then we get the contract renewal news, because that will just be an unbelievable shot in the arm of morale for the club, for the dressing room, and a great boost as we head into the League Cup final and the remainder of the season. Do I think Big John will splash out for Houlden? No, I don't. Sorry, I don't. I mean, I'd love it, but I don't. Luis Diaz making all Colombians proud, said Sergio, and as he should, mate, as he should. And I think, you know what? I already liked Colombia. I already had a few Colombia shirts over the years, but you bet your ass I'll be buying a few more now. Replace Bobby, a couple of people have saying. Phillips might be off to West Ham. Yeah, look, for Nat Phillips, I want Nat Phillips to get a move for him, as I've said. Anybody, and I have to be honest about this, I've not seen anything on it today because I've been concentrating on Carvalho and Diaz. Is there anything else on Nico Williams that anybody has read? Because, you know, in this window, the two that we semi-expected to potentially move on were Nico Williams and Nat Phillips, and here we are day before the window closes, and both gentlemen are still here. Give us a whoo for Diaz. Okay, mate, but stop spamming it. Stop spamming it. Whoo! There you go. I do love a happy whoo. Bournemouth. Oh, okay. Bournemouth. Good move. Yeah, I can see that. Loan or... Yeah. Bournemouth. Yeah, I can see that. You can see him in a Bournemouth shirt, actually, can't you, when you think about it? God, we've done Bournemouth dirty over the years, haven't we? I don't think we're doing them dirty with Nico, by the way. I think they're getting a very good young player on their hands there, but we have done them a little bit dirty over the years. Nice eyebrows. How many times am I going to have to address this? It's one eyebrow, and it's fucking magnificent. So, yeah. It's delicious. Much like the rest of me. So yeah, I'd like to talk about you, mate, but you're just another little piss hand hiding behind a fake name and a fake profile picture. So, as we say in the business, these nuts. Have we put in an official offer for Carvalho? 100% yes. 100% yes. 100% yes. Do you think there'll be an announcement video? Well, look, the club have already announced Luis Diaz, so there will probably just be, I would imagine, out of respect for Fulham, with Carvalho, the club have reached an agreement with Fabio Carvalho for transfer. He'll go on loan for the remainder of the season, blah, blah, blah. Average eyebrow? How dare you, Ella? I thought we were friends. This is magnificent. This is it trimmed down as well. Do you know what I mean? Ain't no Neil Warnock going on here. Loads of eyebrow. Samuel said, is it weird that I'm more excited for Carvalho than Diaz? I mean, mate, look, you're excited. You know? Whether that's because of Luis Diaz, Fabio Carvalho, you man, you have every right to be excited. Don't question it, mate. Just enjoy it. Could Phillips join up with Ben Davies? Who's Ben Davies? Is this lad real? Never heard of him. Ben Davies. No, it's like an urban legend, is he? Ben Davies? That is a fucking weird one, isn't it? By the way, that is a weird one. Carvalho's a great prospect. No question. No question. He's absolutely amazing. Right, I want to just check my notes because I'm aware that I want to keep going. Like, I mean, I feel like I've done everything I need to say for this. And as somebody said to me yesterday, you're waffling. And I kind of am waffling a bit now, but I would be lying if I said to you guys that I wasn't sitting around there for the last half hour before the stream started going, I can't wait to get on here and talk with everybody. I can't wait to get on here and be smiley and happy and share this emotion with everybody and get that back from people, because it's a long way from that rant about John W. Henry the other day to where I'm feeling right now. So, I mean, if you're going to stick with me till A, please do, because I just want to extend this feeling and I want to just enjoy it with you guys, because, you know, we've been through a lot of shit together, haven't we? And I like to cherish these big moments because we need to appreciate them as fans, because, you know, there's enough of the downs and the anger and the frustrations that, you know, you need to savor these moments. You know, just take them in, enjoy them, and if you can't do that, sure, what's the point? Do you think... Oh, I can't say that, mate. Craig, as a neutral fan, what are your expectations for Liverpool for the rest of the season? Same as they were before the Luis Diaz signing, in all honesty. Win the Carabao Cup. I've wanted to win that, go back a long time. I kept saying I prefer it to the FA Cup. I want to win that. And look, I still don't believe we'll win the Premier League, but hopefully this shot in the arm can keep the pressure on Manchester City. But ultimately, I think Champions League is there to be won. it's not easy. Of course it's not. You know, there's some great teams left in the competition. But the way I kind of try and get across my happiness and belief in the Champions League is nobody will want to draw Liverpool. Nobody. And if that doesn't tell you that we're a good team, I don't know what will. So yes, Bayern Munich are a cracking side. Yes, Manchester City on their day can do it. They won't win the Champions League, but they can. And PSG, ultimately, I think they'll come up short. So if I was a betting man, it would be us or Bayern Munich for the Champions League, in my opinion. Chelsea could come good, but right now, they're facing a bit of a wobble. Quadruple coming, mark my words. I mean, Paddy Murphy was fully on board with the quadruple shout as well. And tomorrow, so a couple of things. Tomorrow, I will be joined. I will do the first hour of transfer deadline day tomorrow. So I will start at, let me just double check. It is 11, the window to that tomorrow, right? I mean, that's how little attention I've paid to that. So before I give out this gobbledygook, let me just check. The window does close. Yeah, so the window closes at 11 tomorrow. So I'll be live from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock on here tomorrow, solo. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I'll be joined by Chris Stonage. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I'll be joined by Paddy Murphy, and then I'll take the last hour solo myself. So yeah, 7 till 11 tomorrow, we'll be doing transfer deadline day. So yeah, hope you can join us for that one. It'll be a long ass stream. It'll be the first time in a long time we've done 4 hours. And then I'll be jumping on doing a FIFA stream on Twitch tomorrow after the transfer window closes. So busy day. Do I think we're winning something this year? Oh God, yes. My friend. What was it? Lucas? 100%. I mean, it'd be brilliant if we can get the League Cup sorted out. That'll give us a lovely boost for the remainder of the season. Just about to hit half time in the Senegal Equatorial Guinea game. Still 1-0 to Senegal. Equatorial Guinea with a free kick here on the out of the box. I don't think we have a chance of a quadruple either, to be honest, mate. I mean, look, for me, the most likely competitions, FA Cup, of course, we're still in it. We'll wait and see how the draw goes there. But League Cup, one game away from lifting that trophy. A trophy the Klopp hasn't got his hands on yet. So let's get that done. And then if we could back that up with a Champions League, I ain't complaining. I'm not complaining one bit. Craig, have I spoken about Mason Greenwood? Yes, I have, and I don't want to touch on it again, mate, because it's a very sensitive subject that has legal issues pertaining to it, so I don't really want to broach that subject. How many goals do you predict Luis Diaz will score? I don't know. See, I look at Luis Diaz like this, and I could be in the minority, by the way. For me, I'm not expecting the world from Luis Diaz between now and the end of the season. What I am happy about is that we get Luis Diaz in now. He gets a chance to settle. Anything we get from him between now and the end of the season, to me, and I'm just speaking for me, is a bonus. And then we have him fully ready to go up to speed for the start of the new season. So it's just a win-win. It's a win-win, and I'm actually glad that Spurs forced Liverpool's hand on this because we get to see him earlier. Guys, we all read the news. Stop asking. Yes, exactly. Thank you, mate. Imagine winning the quadruple this season as a last dance for all the boys. Yeah, look, I mean, I like to think I'm an optimistic fella, but I can't see us winning the Premier League. You know, if we beat City at the Etihad, that would close the gap to 3 points. But even at that, we're going to have to go nigh on perfect to the end of the season for us to get City. I just don't think they will. I mean, I hope they do. I hope maybe they get a little bit distracted. On Manchester City, actually, they look like they're closing in on getting that deal for, is it Julian Alvarez from River Plate, sorted out for about 20 million quid, which I think in the long term will be a good piece of business for City. There was a lovely story, by the way, about that guy who signed for Newcastle from Lyon. Is it Gamer? I can't think of the guy's name. The Houlden midfielder that Newcastle signed. He's going to wear number 32, I think, at Newcastle, which is his dad's taxi number. His dad's a taxi driver. I thought that was a lovely touch, by the way. I think that's what he wears now, but I love the idea that his dad's taxi number is his shirt number. So, Gumarish, yeah, that's is it 31? Sorry, mate, I thought it was 32. 31, yeah, it's his dad's taxi number. But how lovely is that, by the way? I think that's a lovely touch. Are we going to sign anybody else, Craig? Other than Fabio Carvalho in this window, Andy, I mean, look, mate, I didn't expect us to bring in Luis Diaz. We knew Carvalho could be an option, but look, if we get those two done and Salah renewed when he gets back from the AFCON, I'm over the moon. I think from between now and the end of the window for Liverpool, it'll be about moving some players on. So Minamino, we wait and see if there's news on Takumi Minamino. 20 million quid gets him out the door. Obviously, Nat Phillips, Nico Williams, people are saying Bournemouth. So other than that, probably not too much. Is Carvalho confirmed? Is he confirmed? Yes, I would say yes. Um, I was told 3 days ago, 4 days ago it was done, but right now it looks like more and more people are 20 million quid. Yeah, sorry, more and more people are certainly getting on board with it's done. I mean, someone said Vinny O'Connor from Sky reported that it's all done and dusted, and he'll be going back to Fulham. That's what I was told a while ago. And by a while ago, I mean 4 or 5 days ago. So look, let's just say watch this space, but I think so. Do I think we get Bellingham in the summer? I can only give you the line that I've always said. When Jude Bellingham leaves Borussia Dortmund, I am 100% convinced that his next stop will be Anfield. That's all I can say to you. I would be lying if I said I knew about the summer. I don't. I mean, if our plans are to go big in the summer, but you do have to look at it from Borussia Dortmund's perspective. So if they lose Haaland, which it looks like they're going to, they're going to replace Haaland. They're going to bring in Kareem Adeyemi by the looks of it. So in one window, are they going to want to potentially lose Erling Haaland, who they have no real choice about because of the sell-on clause or the buyout clause, and Jude Bellingham, who has no clause? So that's a very difficult negotiation to get Jude Bellingham out of Dortmund. It will take Bellingham, obviously, I would say, speaking up about his want to move, and it would take a big fee. It will take a big fee. And where that fee comes from, that's where the big sticking point is for all of us, isn't it? Like, we hope it isn't from selling somebody like Mohamed Salah. We hope that there genuinely is money put aside for it. But when I get more information as to the finances of it, that's when I think I'll feel more comfortable saying potentially when it might happen, if that makes sense. Other than that, I'm just going to keep saying what I've said. Now, I want you to remember one thing. Just one thing. Remember that I was the one. I've never asked for credit on anything on this channel. Remember, when the Bellingham thing comes about, remember my insistence on it. Remember I told you about it. And remember I was laughed at for it. Remember that, because I will. I'm working on a scroll right now. A fuck you scroll to everybody that questioned it. Hey Craig, did you see Mo's performance today? Absolutely sensational. He was brilliant. Set up one, scored one. Brilliant. Love Mo. So happy for him. Craig, are you a distant relative of John W. Henry? No, I've never had anywhere near access to that type of money, mate. No. I am a peasant, sir. A peasant. When does Bellingham's contract end? I think 2025. I think. But I don't have that off the top of my head. I know he's got a good while to go on his contract. 2025 at least in my head anyway. We do need a midfielder in the summer, the real bogger. At least one, if not two. I would say two. RSH thinks it's 2024, in which case that would be 2 years to go at the end of the season. I think that seems short, though, considering when he signed for them. So if it is 2024, then that would make Liverpool's hand a little bit stronger. 2 years left. For Dortmund, it's still a healthy number, but if they allowed that to get to 18 months without him renewing, yeah, then the pressure starts to crank up. So I hope it's 2024, and I certainly will look into it. But 2024 is, if that's the case, then our hand is strengthened. Am I a relative of Dara O'Brien? No. God, again, I'll happily take any of the work that Dara doesn't want doing. You know, there's only so many roles a funny Irishman can take up before he has to pass them down to the next funny Irishman. News is coming out about Origi. All right, I'm going to stay on till 8 o'clock anyway. So, right, let's see what's happening here. I've got an email in. Let me see if that's something important. I'm always so nervous that I'm actually going to share. I accidentally share my email inbox with the chat and remove all the secrets. Oh, I hit this sub count, didn't I? Where's the sub count? There we go. I hit the sub count. Whoops. We're really close, by the way, to 132,000. So if you haven't yet hit that follow button or subscribe button, please do. Okay, relax with the IRA stuff, Patrick. Of course I'm not, mate. I'm a peaceful man, me. I'm all about love and positivity. Carvalho deal done. As much as I can say yes, mate, it's looking very, very, very likely. Oh, Tushimeni. Yeah, that's another one, actually. Tushimeni is somebody who... His name is coming up a lot in conversations I'm having with friends and journalists and just other football fans. I think I've always had a blind spot for Tushimeni because I've always thought he'll end up at Chelsea because of the interest Chelsea had in him when it looked like they couldn't get Declan Rice. But Tushimeni is certainly of interest to us. And look, I'm having no complaints if Tushimeni is part of Liverpool's plans because he looks like a huge talent. So yeah, look, if Tushimeni comes in, I'm not going to complain about it. If it was Egypt versus Senegal in the final, who would you root for? Egypt. I think that reading that article on The Athletic the other day, and by the way, don't forget, if you're in our Discord group and you want one of those 1 month passes for The Athletic, don't forget to tag me and I'll send one over to you. You get 5 of them to give out. So yeah, let me know anyway. What was I going to say to you? What was I talking about there? Oh, Egypt, Senegal. Yeah, that article I read about Mohamed Salah and how there's no doubt he's the best player that Egypt have ever had, but he's not looked at as the most iconic yet because of that, you know, the trio of AFCONs that were won in quick succession, I think, between 2006 and 2010. Although he has qualified Egypt for World Cups, I think if we could get this over the line, it would cement his legacy, and I'd love that for Mo. Of course, I'd love Sadio to be happy as well. On this, another great bit of football news today sees the news that Christian Eriksen, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but he is going to sign for Brentford for a 6-month loan. Obviously, the Danish hookup there with Thomas Frank made that one possible. But I did a watch-along of that Denmark game during the Euros on That's Football at the time. I was solo, well, I wasn't solo hosting it, but Mark wasn't on it. I was the main host and I had another gentleman with me at the time, and I'll never forget that Eriksen moment. So I'm so happy that he'll be taken back to a football pitch and he'll be playing again. Honestly, I actually feel pretty emotional about that one because it's the only thing that's really shook me when I've been doing the YouTube content was that moment. So yeah, to see Christian Eriksen come back and play football again, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I will certainly be cheering on Christian Eriksen and hoping for the best for him. And yeah, brilliant news. Brilliant. Would Luis Diaz start ahead of Mane? I guess we'll find out. And that's all I can say. I mean, he's certainly going to be the future for the left side by the looks of it, but for me to sit here and say he'll start ahead of Mane, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to the battle, and I'm looking forward to the two boys pushing each other on. So anyway, back to this Origi stuff. What's the stuff that you guys are saying is coming out now on Origi? Oh, Donny to Everton. Yeah, I've seen that one. Donny van de Beek to Everton. Which is... And look, I'm just glad to see Donny van de Beek getting some football because he certainly wasn't getting a sniff at United. Can I talk about Carvalho? It looks like it'll be done with a loan back for the end of the season, mate. That's pretty much where we're at with that one. Jota or Diaz? Jota will be the central option, I would say, D-Mac. So I would say Jota and Firmino will go to battle for the central spot, which right now, let's be honest, it's Jota's shirt. Left side, we'll have a battle between Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz. Brilliant, bring it on. Right-hand side, nobody can really put it up to Mohamed Salah, but we've got Kate Gordon, Harvey Elliott, who can be pushed further forward if needs be. Oxlade-Chamberlain can, of course, play on the right. So, yeah, we have options now, and it's brilliant. Opinions on Spurs. Tough. It's tough for Spurs right now because they've got a very good manager in Antonio Conte, no doubt about that. Kane on his day is brilliant. They're unlucky with some injuries and stuff, but ultimately the stadium will only attract players so much. You need that Champions League football, and I think that's what probably cost Spurs the Luis Diaz stuff. That and the fact we were in from, excuse me. So if Spurs can get Champions League football this season, I think they'll be in a much stronger position in the summer transfer window. But I'm just glad that they weren't now because, you know, made our job a bit easier as a club. I've done that. Look, again, please stop asking me about the Greenwood thing. I've touched on it at the start and I'm not going to keep going on about it because it's a legal process. There are bottom feeder YouTube channels that are trying to do their usual fucking low life thing and put the images and all up on thumbnails. You know who I'm talking. If you don't know who I'm talking about, good. You're better off. Renato Sanchez to AC Milan. That doesn't surprise me at all, particularly if Frank Kessie's moving on. Renato Sanchez was going to sign for Barcelona before he picked up an injury, and that stopped that in the summer. Obviously Aubameyang could be going to Barcelona on loan as well after getting Adama on loan. Oh no, I absolutely wasn't talking about AFTV or Hugh Wizzy, by the way. They weren't either of the people. I don't even look at AFTV stuff, so no. I'm not, and I would never slag off Hugh Wizzy. I don't know him at all, and actually Hugh seems like from the outside a decent fella. So it definitely wasn't intended at those two. It was the YouTube channel that I basically call the Jeremy Kyle channel of football content. It's in the chat there. There you go. Yeah, Hugh Wizzy is a class YouTuber, absolutely. I'd actually love to do a video with Hugh someday. Yeah, I've never had a pop of Hugh. Why would I? Don't know him, but certainly from the outside looks like a sound lad. So yeah, so Hugh, someday maybe me and you make a little video. Why not? Carvalho's an attacking mid, mate. So you can look at it as a 10. But again, what position he plays doesn't necessarily convert to what position he'll play when it comes to Liverpool because Elliott was a winger and now he's a midfielder. So Newcastle planning to bid for Origi. Okay. I don't know, but it would be a good move. It's always been a good move for Divock Origi, the idea of up to Newcastle. I mean, the Geordies would love him. Absolutely love Divock. By the way, I believe the thumbnail in question may have been changed, but don't worry. I've got the original. I've always got the original. You're saying he has nothing on it, Ben? He did. Again, I'll post it into our Discord group. I think I've already posted it into our Discord group, actually. So, people in our Discord group, again, some stuff we can't really go into on here. They know. They've seen it in there. It was sent to me by somebody else who doesn't like the person in question. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there and go watch some NFL. But tomorrow, as I said, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m, transfer deadline day special here on Anfield Agenda. I'll be joined by Paddy Murphy and Chris Stonage as we count down the last few hours of the transfer window. We'll recover and recap everything about Carvalho, about Luis Diaz, and any other bits and pieces that pop up between now and then as well. Please do hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and don't forget to go over and check out our Twitch channel as well. We're up to 5.3 thousand followers on Twitch, which is amazing. Thank you. And I'll be doing a FIFA stream on there tomorrow night again. So, love you guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to enjoy the second half here of Sadio and Senegal as well. So, yeah, life's pretty good right now, isn't it? And remember, wasted us. There you go. There's the song. Boxed it off. Nailed it. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.